All right, here we go. In the mid left here of Sylphid, it's Gypsy. In the mid right, we have OctZerg. Okay, so map choice here means something. OctZerg wants Sylphid, so why does he want Sylphid? Well, there are good places for mutas to try to be abusive, but also the naturals are pretty wide open, so speedlings can be useful there too. I do think he's going to play something hyper aggressive against Gypsy. Gypsy has very good macro TVZ, so I don't think OctZerg would be able to take him in a macro game. So yeah, I do think we'll see something pretty crazy from him. Now, Gypsy looks like he's going to do a wall. Walls are very solid here. Too bad OctZerg didn't do a 4-pull. Could have picked that up. But yeah, let's see where he goes. Like, I mean, pool first in general is kind of weak. ZVT, like unless it's like a 4-pull and you're looking for a wall in, then it can be really good. But yeah, I think in general it's probably better to do some sort of mid-game cheese if you want to cheese against Terran. Shut down their scouting a little bit and then do something. So we'll see where he goes with that. Overlord obviously going in the wrong direction here. Gonna go ahead and just take his hatchery first, and it's gonna be a minute. Yeah, so while we kind of wait for this game to get going, I do want to mention my casting channel. Maybe you're watching that here now, or maybe you're in the stream live with me. But I do have a channel where I upload a cast of StarCraft 1 pro game every day, and sometimes more than one a day. It's called ArtosisCasts on YouTube. You should definitely check it out and subscribe. I work really hard on it. I have been for a long time. There's like nearly 1,000 games uploaded already. So like you literally will never run out of StarCraft content. So yeah, please do check it out. I have a huge variety of different games up there. So thank you. Now, as the SCV comes up to scout, he's going to see, okay, this all looks standard. This all looks normal, right? Normal gas timing and everything. All right, this should be just a sub 3-minute layer. Gypsy out here has gone for a 1 depot'd command center. So he's getting the command center basically as fast as possible. Excuse me. Now, the question here is, will he go gas? And he will. So he's going to do an engineering bay build. He's doing this off of literally 0 Marines. So this is like extra kind of funny. There is a possibility he tries something like a Valkyrie Rush, but I don't think so. It should be an eBay. Yeah, there's the engineering bay. So it's interesting. It's like as greedy as you can get as Gypsy, basically, right? He did a wall, 1 depot command center, so you can only do that when you scout a hatchery first. And then when you have a wall, it's just good to go for a quick +1 because Zerglings can't hurt you, so you can skip a bunker, right? So you just make some Marines here and you block here. You could put an SCV there if you're really scared, but like if you put 2 Marines there and then like you have like 4 Marines here, you're basically safe. They have to make 1,000,000 lings to break you. So, you know, you're able to get that +1 very, very quickly. Obviously, he'll get his academy in just a second. Yeah, there it is. And then you go up to 4 barracks generally. And you pump out a ton of Marines and medics, and you just put overwhelming pressure onto your opponent. That's the idea behind it, at least. And since he's kept his SCV alive this whole time, he's going to know that it's Spire, which is really, really big. Like, that's the only thing that would kind of scare you here, is if your opponent went for a Lurker, because then it's like, okay, well, we can fit bunkers here technically, but they're close together. Like, we have to lift this. Do we let the depots die, right? There's like a lot of hard choices in that situation. Now, finally, the SCV does get picked off. What is OctZerg's plan from here? He actually runs 4 speedlings in. Well, that's interesting. I did not expect to see that. He didn't have it blocked. And now OctZerg is in his base with 4 speedlings. Okay. The speedlings, like, I mean, they can do a little bit of harassment here. This is highly annoying. This is not a game-ending thing. But this is highly annoying. Just the amount of lost mining time that has occurred to him. I believe what's going to happen here, because he's lost like 2 SCVs plus some lost mining time. I believe he's not going to quite get he might end up with only 3 barracks before having to make turrets. Let's see. Let's see. Because look, we have lost mining time here as well. We have SCVs that were pulled here to block. Let's see what he can get up. Because look at the money right now, right? This is not going according to plan for Gypsy. +1 gets started. The Overlord may be a little bit late here. Gonna pop those 6 mutas in just a second. 2, 4, 6. Oh god, he got supply blocked. Well, never mind. Like, well, notice that Gypsy does go up to just 3 barracks, like I was mentioning. Because if, like, the mutas are supposed to be hatched already, right? Like, with a 2 hatch, with a layer of this timing, mutas generally hatch at 5:45. And then they're in your base by 6 minutes a lot of the time. Anyways, so he started the turrets, he did some scans, realized they were still, you know, not out of the eggs, and starts another barracks. So he's going to be all right. He's kind of recovered the build. Doesn't really have turrets here yet, but you can make your turrets here last in these spawns. Oh, that's an interesting placement. Haven't really seen that. But yeah, the mutas come up. It's only 4, so you do need double shots here to kill off SCVs. Not sure how much damage he's really going to get with this. I'm just going to have to fly over those turrets there. 3rd base here for OctZerg. Kind of a faraway position. Has his little run of lings here. Just kind of waiting, seeing if anything's going to try to pop out. Lurker upgrade already on the way. Ah, hold on. Okay, so he did go up to 8 mutas first. But he's going for a very, very quick Lurker upgrade. Now, this could be just defensive. Like, I mean, there's always a possibility you try to do, like, a hold position Lurker somewhere, or you try to run around and hit them or something like that. But, honestly, against the 4-axe +1, especially in this situation, like, the barracks, I mean, the factory is very, very late. You know, normally you want your factory to start before 7 minutes, and notice this did not finish. I think he didn't even notice that got picked off, at least for a moment. So the factory is a little bit late, and the lurkers are very, very fast. The lurker upgrade is. So, you know, honestly, the position for OctZerg is not all that bad. Like, there are some things wrong with it. He is droning up a little bit now, so I see that drone count starting to rise, so that's good. And he is starting to get up into hive as well. I'm interested to see what his macro game is going to look like here against Gypsy, because he's definitely getting it. He's not going to die to any pressure. That's for sure. Like, he's going to be able to, you know, you put like a sunken and 2 lurkers here, invincible, right? And then the rest of your stuff here, basically invincible. But that's where, you know, it gets, I think, even scarier maybe to play against Gypsy. Yeah, you've lived through, you know, his bio in the early game. In fact, I have to say, I think that OctZerg has outplayed the bio in the early game this time. Ooh. But then you're going to get, like, the vessel rotations and everything, right? And the consistency of pressure of a lot of barracks producing. The map control of Terran, you know, squeezing around you. So the starport gets started. At least one does. Yeah, he's going to start a second there as well. He is out on the map. The 2 lurkers probably going to stack here, I would imagine. Yeah. Good stack. Perfect stack, in fact. You can't tell. You know, sometimes people try to stack and they're just slightly off and you can tell, but not in this case. Same here. Perfect stack. That looks a little bit bloated. I feel like you can tell on that one. Okay. Ooh! Ooh! 6 spines there. 7 kills. 7 kills. So, Gypsy thinking he could break up. The lurkers already ready. OctZerg droning up a little bit. Gypsy's SCV count getting really reasonable. The muta's not finding much. Muta's definitely being reduced quite heavily. Almost 1,000 gas in the bank here for OctZerg. Oh, I was just going to say this would be a great situation for Greater Spire. And in fact, he is going to get it. He needs to save these mutas, though. If you're going to go Greater Spire, you need at least this much, right? Now, I'll be interested to see if he makes 5 Guardians or he makes 4 and a Devourer. Oh my god, he's actually... Gypsy's trying to break over here, but there was too many stacked lurkers. Oh my god. OctZerg, the king of stacked lurker, kills 11 Marines there during the attempted bust. Look at this. He has the Overlord head over it as well. You really can't tell what the hell's going on here as Terran. And Gypsy loses a ton of units. You can... you know, I think something that's very impressive here, by the way, like, Gypsy has lost a lot of stuff several times, but still his supply is dominating, 83 to 67. That's pretty damn solid still. Still on the 4 racks, adding his second eBay, getting those vessels going. The Greater Spire is about to finish, and that extra gas, that is really going to kick in here for OctZerg. This can be a really highly annoying thing because you want your irradiates to go on... Is it... It's 5 guards. Okay, so he's just going for maximum damage output as opposed to something where it's like, you can't make a Wraith, LOL. But yeah, he's going for that maximum damage. Now, you want to use the irradiates on the lurkers and on the defilers. So just the fact that he's going to have 5 guardians, you're going to need, like... Especially if you bring Scourge up here, you're going to need a lot of irradiates to clear those. And in fact, his irradiate is not ready at all. He's got, like, 1 vessel. So now the guardians are hitting... Oh my god. This is pretty insane. He's stopping a lot of mining from going on, picking off these turrets super, super fast. Guardians do tend to like slide into anti-air. They're kind of stupid on attack move. You have to be careful with those. And he might do something like lift here and stim up to kill this one. You can try to clear it like that. Probably should make a Wraith, but it takes a long time, right? A Wraith is like 38 seconds. So, like, that is a ton of lost mining time to make a Wraith and then go kill them. So he comes up with the Marines, gets 1, but that's going to be it. OctZerg pulls back. Irradiate, you want to split. You don't want the splash occurring. And look at that, man. Dude, OctZerg is killing it right now. Look at the supply catch-up. He is doing a fantastic job. He's denied this gas. He's denied a ton of mining. He's gotten rid of a lot of the static D, which that part isn't that big. But he's forcing a lot of irradiates out. So that's less irradiates for the lurkers, less irradiates for the defilers. Wait a second. He has no defense here. Literally nothing. Looks like he's shifting his army up towards the center of the map. OctZerg may be getting ready for a really strong attack at this point. All right, irradiates another one. Dude, this is mind-breaking for a Terran player, I gotta tell you. Now, the lurker's running in. Gets a very good scan off. This is a great engage for Gypsy. Oh my god. Well, that just turned the game around pretty damn quick. Remember those irradiates I was saying that he wanted on lurkers and defilers? Well, never mind. They were fine on these because he just killed everything. He killed like 7 lurkers there with a good stim and spread. So great job there from Gypsy, really recovering this position quite a bit. OctZerg has to be just banging his head against the keyboard after that moment. That is a tough one. He does get forced out of here. So Gypsy right now having a hard time keeping his bases mining, but that's going to change. He's about to regain map control. He's irradiated the very last of the Guardians. He's going to get back to mining this base. He's going to get back to mining this base. He's going to have all of his vessels ready for irradiating what he wants to irradiate, and he's going to get back onto the map. The lurkers run up with some lings, push us all back. There's no defiler here. Like, this is not that scary. Just a small group of lurkers. See what else he's doing. Does have some ultras coming out. They only have 3 carapace right now. These have +2. 4 equals 2. Okay? These will get wrecked if they try to attack. All right, backs up. Just needs to bring a few more units down here. This is not that scary because the carapace upgrades, once again, are not there for these ultras. More units coming down. Looks like OctZerg trying to take another base up in the top natural. Yeah, I'm not sure why he attacked there, to be honest. That doesn't feel like he really did anything of very much value. Looks like that one random lurker in the center gains a little bit right there. Defiler kind of randomly in the middle of the map. It's kind of a crazy game because OctZerg in the early game, without any doubt, got an advantage here. And now looking at it, like, Gypsy has stabilized. And it feels like OctZerg is just kind of bleeding units out. He might be used to being so far ahead in a position like this that he can just kind of attack, you know, willy-nilly into his Terran opponent. But Gypsy here showing a slightly different level, I think, you know. Just, he has the units he needs. They're in the places that he needs. He's got a huge vessel count right now. His upgrades are very good. +3 is on the way. And we still don't have +2 carapace. So, like, the Ultras are not even going to get any better here, unfortunately. They're going to be on 3 carapace, like, forever. This is getting out of hand for OctZerg pretty quickly at this point. Some Marines going up to just kind of defend this new base that he's trying to take. Another little attack coming in. Happens to be mostly fire bats here, so this will actually do well for him. Mostly Ling defense back at home. I mean, honestly, every good unit he has can be irradiated at this point. Amazing how quickly this game kind of turned on its head, right? Like, OctZerg, especially when the Guardians were attacking, looked great. That one catch of, like, 7 lurkers just did so much in this game. It did so much. Now the eraser from these 2 science vessels. Oof. Just erasers absolutely everywhere. He's going to kill the entire economy. I think this game is about to be called. If I was a referee, I would do it. But, well, actually, I am the referee. But that's not in the rules. So I'm not going to do it. But I think OctZerg is going to GG in a moment, very likely. Like, I guess he's got that base mining, that base mining, but you're losing your natural. You have, like, no drones left. There's no real... Like, he's got to scourge every single vessel. Right? Like, that is something that just needs to happen. He's going to lose his Ultralisk Cavern. He doesn't have the right upgrades. Very, very painful indeed. Another eraser up here. His drone count getting incredibly low at this point. Looks like he will end up cleaning up that army. A tough game. A tough game. OctZerg, you know, I did think he was actually going to win it when those Guardians started going to town and everything. It really did look like a nice position for him. So I'm sure he's regretting this one a bit. But I think he's shown that he definitely can get something done against Gypsy. Like, this was actually... Gypsy was closer to death in this game. Well, no, actually, he was... There was a moment against Bonyth where I was feeling like Gypsy was in a very bad spot. But, you know, kind of similarly, right? He definitely had a very good spot on him. Now, he does force a lift off here. There's only 11 drones left, so, like, their radiates are grinding him down incredibly quickly at this point. A few Marines going to be cleaned up. Again, the Ultras, you know, a rule of thumb for the Ultras is you need the carapace upgrades to equal the attack upgrades. Anytime the attack upgrades or the carapace upgrades are more one way or the other, and I'm not talking about chitinous, right? Chitinous gives +2, so this is actually a +1 Ultra. That's the way you think about it, right? So 5 versus 3 is okay, 4 versus 2 is okay, 3 versus 1 is okay. Everything else becomes super, like, you get destroyed in one direction or the other. So, a few Marines being sent up to kill this 4th base location. OctZerg is frantically trying to drone back up, but, I mean, he's got so few workers at this point. There's no real chance. A few little Ling counterattacks going down. And, yeah. We'll be seeing GG in just a moment. There's, like, literally he's got 2 Lings left. I guess when these 2 die, he's going to GG. Well, he does have a Defiler. It is the best, strongest unit ever made in any RTS game. So, it died, though. GG. All right. Actually, a good one. A good one. I mean, right at the end, it drug out a little bit. But, definitely back and forth. Definitely felt like it could go either way there. OctZerg losing his second game. Gypsy taking the lead right now. Let's take a look at those at that group.